cause I be bustin' the dope moves. But the problem stay the same. How you riding for the cash when you ain't riding in my lane? Shorty all about the paper, so your mixture look the same. In the game I play the lane like Eddie Kane, cause I be bustin' the dope moves.
I might be mistaken, but you had a 40,000-year American shit?
Who?
140,000-year American?
Who?
It's the 140,000-year Bones Mastodon.
Yeah, what about it?
Ain't that enough proof here?
Hell no. We already had this conversation. Why would you bring that up and I didn't squash that shit? And I don't even take credit for squashing it because the scientific community did. It's like 70-30 against them. It's only the people who found it who are trying to make a claim that will put them in the head of the history books in America. Everybody else in the scientific community says you can't say that because those mastodon bones could have been broken anyway. You ain't find no people near it. You ain't find no tools. You ain't find no proof of civilization around these mastodon bones. Only thing y'all claiming is that it was broken a certain way that suggests archaic humans. Again, you need to understand they're not talking about you. They're talking about archaic humans, other hominids, not you. They know it's not you. There's not enough. There would be more evidence of you. The way you have populated the world, Homo sapiens sapien, there would be more evidence. When you find Lucy, you find a path of people after her. Or Luzia, I'm sorry, Luzia. Once you see Luzia, you find a path of, why you think they keep saying that, Paco? That Luzia is the oldest Homo sapien they ever. They know about people 40,000 years ago because they found the Neanderthal bones in a tar pit. So they know Neanderthals were in America 40,000 years ago. They know that for a fact. This mastodon's bones were broken 130,000 years ago.
Well, I gotta prove that Egypt was here too. I think that's a rat too, right?
Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Like I said, whenever you...
I got, my girl sent me something 2-3 days ago that I could send you and tell you the truth, bro.
But my dear sends you stuff probably to get you to read articles and expand your views.
Nah, Tiamat, Egypt, America, facts.
Paco, it's not facts.
Oh my God.
Paco, if Egypt was in America, you would have the sarcophaguses. You would have the ancient pyramids. Paco, listen to what I'm saying. I can debunk your theory right now, easily. There is no pyramid in the place you're calling Egypt in America. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. There are pyramids in Egypt and Africa. There are pyramids in America. But in the places that people in America try to say were Egypt, these America First people, as they're now calling them, there are no pyramids there.
They said for facts this is Egypt.
No, they say for facts that people came here from Egypt before white people.
They said this is the original Egypt mystery,
no, it's not, Paco. It can't be the original when Africa is older. Do we have to make another video? It cannot be the original when Africa is older. You're second. You're always second in everything. Asians came here second from Asia. Africans came here second from Africa. You're not grasping the concept that all this shit.
They say nothing about Africa, man.
Paco, that's where black people come from. That's where black people come from, bro.
I'm a little Indian. I found this shit out myself.
Nah, but it doesn't matter. The Indian is a mongoloid. He's not black. He's not a black man. He's a red man or a yellow man.
YouTube was the only niggas I knew that knew we was Indian.
Paco, we're not Indian. Indians come from us. We're not Indian. Indians come from us, just like white folks. Why is that so hard to understand? We're not Native American. Native Americans come from Paco. Native Americans come from us.
I mean, I'm both, so yeah, I get what you're saying.
But you're
like
not
like
both.
That, but yeah.
You can have some in you, but I can look at you and tell you're a black man. You don't look like them. They don't look like you. Y'all need to stop this nonsense. They're mongoloid people. They're not you. They come from you. They cannot be created without you.
Yeah.
But But you're not them. You're what comes before them. You are a black man with Native American blood mixed into your genes. Just like you got white blood mixed into your genes. Are you saying you're white?
No.
So let's use the same concept. If I'm a black man with Native American blood, let's use the same concept. If I'm a black man with Native American blood, I wouldn't call myself Native American, just like if I'm a black man with white blood. A black man would never call himself white because it's mixed into his genetics. Therefore, Paco should not call himself Native American. It just don't make sense. You're black. Why wouldn't you want to be the original man? The Native American is not the original man. The Native American is not the original man. The black man is.
Absolutely.
So are you first or are you second?
I ain't never said I was Native American.
You just said it.
Even though I am.
You just said it.
Huh?
You just said it. I gotta press record, man, because we got to go back to what.
I did say that because I am. I ain't saying black people. You talking about black people?
Paco, you can have Native American in you and not be considered a Native American.
I'm not happy about it, but I think
Native American. What about a Native American who got raped by white people? Are they now white? No.
I ain't get no cases of that. My Native American grandpa married a white girl. A white lady.
That's one grandpa out of all the grandpops you had.
Yeah, me and grandpa specifically, yeah.
But that's one grandpa out of all the grandpops in your lineage. When you trace back a bloodline, just like a dog. Huh?
Yeah, we got like what, a quarter black in it?
Who?
Maybe more.
Who?
Is less black than I am right now. By far.
Yeah, well, his looks would be deceiving.
The far yeah.
Cause like, to say something like that.
It's bad black, guys. It's bad black. It's bad black.
I'm not saying his dad not black, but he would be extenuating circumstance. From what I understand, Huey P. Newton got white in him.
Yeah, that's what I said. My grandma white.
That's what I was told.
Catherine Carter. Yeah, that's his grandma.
Him and Obama.
Yeah, Catherine Carter. Is a white lady from New York. She used to run a church.
And that's what I'm saying. When you have an ancestor, a grandparent, great grandparent, whatever.
Mr. Carter.
When you have a great grandparent or an ancestor that's of another race, Pop, that don't make you that race. That's the dumbest thing I've heard today.
Nah, yeah, that Native American stuff, I really like that.
But I'm saying the same thing about it, but it don't work with just white people. It's the same thing with Native Americans. You can have 3 Native American grandpops, but if your bloodline goes back and you got 3,000 African or black grandpops, you're black.
It's not African, but the Bosniaks is definitely plantation South Indian.
Well, but nah, that's not who was that. But see, now this is what I'm saying about you people, man. Y'all sick. Y'all really sick because y'all creating your own story.
I ain't taking it.
When did white people enslave all these Native Americans?
We wasn't the T2 guys, man.
When did white people enslave all these Native Americans?
Huh?
When did white people enslave all these Native Americans? Because you making claims saying that your people was down south on the plantation, but they was Indian and not African. That's dumb shit.
We don't know no slave boats that, so obviously they go on the land, man.
That's dumb shit. That's dumb shit. You want me to tell you why it's dumb shit? Because the quote-unquote African-American community is larger than the Native American community. So y'all got to pick. Y'all have to pick.
They kicked us out.
Y'all have to pick. See, this is why your story don't make sense, because y'all don't go through the whole history.
Because they kicked us out?
But where'd you go? All right, so where in the world are you today?
The white chiefs kicked the black.
So where are you at in the world today? The people who left America, according to you, because now we're being recorded. The people who left America, according to you, where did they go on Earth?
Now, which people are you talking about?
The black people that you saying got kicked out of America that ain't here today to prove your story. Where are they at on Earth today?
Well, in the reverse slave trade, they sent them all over Spain,
So how
England,
come it's not a huge population of black people in Spain today?
because you can't send that many black people over on boats. Just like you can't bring them here on that many black people on boats.
That's a lie.
You can't do it.
That's a lie. So where did they go?
They told them they took them overseas and told them they were going to treat them.
Where? How did they take them somewhere? You just said they couldn't take them nowhere.
Because it wasn't like a slave narrative. They just took them over there. Some of them were slaves.
All right.
A lot of them were slaves.
Who took them?
The Europeans.
All right. So how did the European get there?
What you mean?
How did the European get to America?
Cargo boats.
All right. Now, it don't matter what kind of boat. You're saying they were sailing across the ocean to another continent.
Yeah.
So how come you can't bring people with you?
Columbus himself only took like 5 or 6. After he killed so many.
Columbus is one person. Columbus is one ship. We already did the math on this.
That's not a drop in the bucket. You can't bring 5 black people at the same time.
This is why doing this with you is just unbelievable. Think about what you're saying. You're trying to compare 400 years, or at least, let's break it down into numbers, at least 200 years of traveling. The traveling time is at least 200 years. And I'm saying at least, listen, 200 years before it was illegal. We know for a fact that people still did it once it was illegal. So we're talking about, at a minimum, over 200 years of bringing people from Europe and Africa. Everybody didn't leave from Europe. Once they settled those places in Africa that they had to about 10 years ago, the places that they still ran, France. Why do people in Africa speak French? Why do people in Africa speak Portuguese? Why do people in Africa speak English and Spanish?
Even the people down in the islands speak those languages.
No. See, but this is the dumb stuff. Where did those languages come from? I'm about to teach you something, little dude. Because people were speaking those languages in Africa before they was in the islands.
Yeah, because you got to conquer that piece of land first. It's connected.
And they never conquered it. They just conquered certain parts of it. So my point is this. You got the languages the same way they got the languages. Now, you want me to believe that it's a coincidence that they came to these places and taught all these people who was there these languages, but none of these people could keep them out except for the Haitians.
And only on the island. The people on
the islands. That's not true. The whole South America speaks Spanish. Come on, man.
If you talking about American people, they would at least be European black people if they was up here in North America, because that's the only way to get here.
European black people all come from Africa or Africans. So try that again. All of them. Try again.
Well, white people are African, I think.
No, they're not, because all Caucasians don't come from Africa. That's not true. We talked about where race is populated at.
I'm with you.
The reason why they call Europeans European, because the Caucasoid race populated and today has a population of almost about 800 million in Europe. 800 million people in Europe. Their black population per capita is smaller than America's. So let's do the math on that. America only got 300 million people in it. And it got 40-something million black people. Europe has 800 million people in it. And they have less than 100 million black people. I mean, so you do the math on that. That's why we know Europeans come from Europe. Same thing with Mongoloids in Asia.
But I would say the people from the United States will have to be those type of black people that were up in that area when
black people only change due to their living condition. They all come from the same black people, though.
But where those Spanish black people go? Where those English black people go that got kicked out? Where they go?
What do you mean they got kicked out?
The only way they can make it to the South America,
but why are you assuming it was so many of them?
I don't think it was that. The
population today will tell you that it's not many of them. It was never.
I don't think it was that many of them.
It wasn't many black people, because remember, when black people first go in there and start populating with white folks, it's only the Moors.
But they got conquered, so where did they go? They all got killed.
No, they didn't necessarily get conquered. They got ran out of office. They got impeached. They got all their judge positions, all their highest generals positions taken from them.
It's like today. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Facts. They've been playing the same game, buddy ball amongst themselves with everything they have ever done. Movies, politics, music, everything.
Right.
They play amongst themselves. They're like they were just talking about it with the coach and shit in the league. Same thing.
Yeah.
Hire an unqualified white guy than a qualified black dude.
Every time.
Ain't no question. That's their system. And that's
They
what
threw
I'm
the
saying.
money out the window. They
That's
don't even
what I'm
matter.
saying. The white man ain't never going to lie about nothing that he look at as an accomplishment. That's why they call Alexander the Great. Because he was the first person to go into Africa and take a piece of it, and his troops held it, and they had posts there. They built a little town for themselves there. That's why they call the man the Great, because he was the first one to accomplish this feat. They don't lie about the shit that they do. When they tell you that they took millions of people, you can't look at it like it's one white group, like Christopher Columbus took millions of slaves. No, once Christopher Columbus was dead, they were still doing it.
Yeah, he wasn't taking too many slaves back.
I'm not saying, I don't even know how many times he went back to Spain. On some real shit, I believe he was in South America for a very long time.
Absolutely.
I believe he was there for a very long time. But what makes no sense is that white people can get there on boats, but they can't bring people. That's a narrative that the people who are America first didn't think through. They can bring horses, but they can't bring people.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Y'all niggas need to stop that shit. Y'all, it don't even sound.
It's a lot of work to bring people, man. People is a lot of energy.
It don't matter how much work it is. You know it's beneficial because you was already bringing them to your home continent. The more showed y'all groups of people in Africa who could not defend themselves from Moorish science and Moorish technology. And y'all start snatching them up. Then y'all did exactly what y'all did with the Native Americans in America. Y'all started peace treaties with strong black groups, and they enslaved other black groups and sold them to you for your currency. And this is
some of that stuff happened. Yeah.
And this is where you start seeing other black groups, not Moors, going into Europe and staking claims of lesser European countries. It's all written down, Pac. I don't know why y'all disputing it.
That's why I know. You don't know.
It's just that the white man is the devil. He's lying, so we know he ain't bring them slaves over here. Okay. That's why we still fucked up. Because motherfuckers would rather talk about some fairy tale shit than address the real.
They don't even say it no more. I mean, I ain't heard that slave-based stuff in a long time, bro.
Because everybody know it's true.
I did not run the shred of evidence to saying that was true.
The dumbest thing in the world would be to say white people could get themselves here but couldn't bring the slaves they already had there. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Like,
they were coming those exiles themselves.
No, that's after the colonies get set up. That's after. That's hundreds of years after.
Nah, they got kicked out of certain places, these specific white people. That's why, even around the world.
About the poor whites. The people indentured servants. Ask them who they was on a plantation with. They'll tell you black people.
Yeah.
They will tell you that they came on a boat with them.
Yeah. I mean, no.
They will. Think about what you're saying. Thousands of people can come from France and be fucking immigrants. Thousands of people can come from Germany and Russia and be immigrants here to the English and the British and the French.
So that's black people.
You missing the point, Paco. They had boats where they could bring thousands of people. Are you sick to think that over the course of hundreds of years they didn't bring millions of people here from Africa?
They brought some African people here. No doubt.
So that's where the black population in America come from. That's why it's so small.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
Because you ain't too bright. It just goes against. It's like Deontay Wilder. You say, "Oh, I don't like what he did with the money," but what did you first say? "Oh, I think it's fake." Because that's the way you think. If something don't register for you, it can't be real.
That's not hard to register, though. That's something a little different.
It's not hard to register when you understand that people all over the world do different shit. Joshua signs $100 million contracts. Wilder don't. The Portuguese transported slaves to the Americas. The Russians.
We were Muslims, Hebrews, Catholics, and they got us all. It's the same niggas. The
Yeah,
same niggas.
point. All that shit is new, bro.
Yeah, but that's what they were talking about getting at the time when they came over here. That's the Papal Bull and all those things, and the what they call it, the Crusades.
No,
That was about
the Crusades. The Crusades is not over here. The Crusades has nothing to do with America.
they definitely crusaded in South America.
No,
And,
they didn't, Paco. The Crusades is when the Roman fucking church paid money to the military and made them push Christianity all across Europe. They had to be forced to lie in their home first. By force. That's what the Crusades is. The Crusades only has to do with Europe. And they got stopped in their tracks as soon as they hit the Middle East. And what did he do? He ran into the Persian military and he commissioned them. He started paying them. What did he pay them to do? To go ransack Egypt. To run down on Egypt. That's why the people of Egypt look like the people of Persia. Because they're invaders. They took it from the Africans. They took it from the Africans. And like I said, yes, the Native Americans and the black people who are from Africa that were in America have been having dealings with Africans for years. Thousands of years. These are facts. Nah, but the black people in America came from Africa. The black people who was in America before Mongoloids and Caucasoids came from Africa. They sailed there from Africa. That's where they come from. The Olmec people their ancestors come from Africa.
I don't know about the Olmec people.
I studied the Olmec. Nah, there is no evidence of the Olmecs just being here. The Olmec civilization is dated back to 1800 BC.
Yeah, they old.
That's not old, bro. That's not old.
That's
not old, bro. They dated back to 1800 BC. Egypt and Mesopotamia go back to 3000 BC. Egypt and Nubia was in war in 7000 BC. You have no evidence of any city or anything built in America back of 7000 BC. Nothing.
I mean, the pyramids are older. So
I'll tell you again, pyramids are not old. I'll say this again, so I hope you understand this. Pyramids are not old. So all the pyramids on Earth.
It's not the pyramids, and pyramids over here first. That's all
what I'm going to tell you is this. That's not true. The oldest pyramid on Earth is located in Africa, which I showed you. I've Googled. I sent it to you 1,000 times. Now you got text messages. So I'm going to send it to you again. You can't send me anything corroborating what you're saying. I can send you multiple documents that say Brock is right. You can't send me one thing that says the oldest pyramid on Earth is in America. Not one.